actually read things about couples who did this and then like got divorced.
Because you're like, I don't like you at all. Hey everyone, welcome back to part 2 of Real Housewives of the RV Park. We're going to cover things like homeschooling, biggest challenges, biggest rewards. So feel free to leave a comment if you have a question or if you have anything that you'd like to share about any of the topics that we discussed. Challenges, what are you doing first of all for homeschool? Like programs?
My kids are a little older than y'all, so I have a 3rd grader and then a kindergartner. So, and this is our 3rd year. We started when Dodge was in 1st grade. So we do have
3rd year homeschooling?
It's our 3rd year. We started.
So this isn't even like
RV related. Like you told me.
Yeah, we were.
homeschooling.
Oh yeah, no, we were already doing it.
Okay.
So we started. Dodge went to kindergarten, where I taught, and then we've done 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at home with him, and preschool. And Truett's in kindergarten this year. So yeah, it was something we already knew we were going to do.
Okay,
but it was kind of preparing. We kind of knew that we wanted to do something like this not long ago. So I was like, I was like, this is just going to prepare us to be more flexible. We didn't know exactly when or what at that time. We had a 3-bedroom house, and I put the boys in one room. They wanted to share a room anyway. And I had like a whole homeschool room, like totally decked out, decorated like a homeschool room. You know, shelves, decorated. It was awesome. A lot of times we'd bring stuff to the kitchen table anyway because I was cooking or needed to do the laundry. So you kind of find you wind up kind of migrating to the front of, I say the front of the house, but that room's for that, to our kitchen area. We had that space to do it, and we have more space for it. But honestly, when we decided to go this way, I did have to kind of purge. I had tons of resources, just like we might use this, we might use that. Oh, everything for craft that we might ever need. And I got one of those 3-tiered. I forget what it's called, but it's IKEA. We should put that in somewhere.
Oh yeah. It's
a 3-tiered rack that's on wheels that I got at IKEA. I'd seen people on different RV blogs using, and even homeschool rooms.
Or what are they?
It's like it's a stand, and it's got like 3 like kind of deep baskets, kind of, not a drawer on it. People use it in their kitchen with openings.
Okay.
So I got one of those, and it slides right under our TV beside our table.
Okay.
And Dodge has one, Truett has one, and then I kind of have one for other supplies. So, and then in their room I have a bookshelf for some things, but basically that's where we keep everything. And we go to a co-op once a week here because, like I said, you are traveling. Y'all are planning on traveling more. We are really staying here until summer, and then we're going to travel. So I joined a co-op, Classical Conversations, that we go to every Thursday, and then at home we do some of the curriculum I've learned to love over the last few years, all about reading and all about spelling, Singapore math.
What grade teacher were you before?
I taught 3rd grade for 6 years, and then I taught high school for 6 years. Then you think about any of our old, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, all these people, they were like, presidents. They were taught at home, just given books and do math with their dad and go to the store and do whatever.
Because it sounds like unschooling, like that way of teaching, where you don't take your kids to school, you don't sit down and have a curriculum with them. You just kind of learn about
whatever they're interested
in. When you go to the store, and you learn about math throughout your day or whatever. And you learn as you go, which is great for us. I mean, our kids are little, so it's easy for me to sit here and go, we unschool, because we've tried the curriculum thing, and they're done 4 and 5. Yeah, and it's funny because Ivy thrives in school.
Girls tend to.
When I drop her off and she gets to socialize, she'll listen to her teacher, she'll come home and show me everything she did. She thrives at school. Sitting here and having her do ABC Math for 5 minutes, and she throws a fit, and I don't want to do it.
Looking at just him, he's 1 year older than them. The last 2 years when we started homeschooling, he really had no interest in any of it. So I had like hands-on things he would do, and he would listen to our read-alouds and do things like that, and like memorize the Bible verse or memorize whatever we were doing. He really had he would color, but he had no interest in writing with a pencil or learning to write letters or anything. So I just kind of was like, that's why we're homeschooled. I'm just like, not doing it.
Doing it at his own pace.
This year, at the end of last year, because he's 6th in September, so he's an early birthday for the school year. By the end of last year, into the summer, and this year, it's like, okay, I want to learn to write that, because he's like, I want to read, I want to write that like Dodge does. And so that's one great thing about homeschooling. You just see it as they're ready.
Yeah, Xander will for about 15 minutes a day play a game that will help, and it helps me to get something done. And I'm usually preparing what Xander's going to be doing while he's watching his brother for a few minutes. Because high school is
that's a whole different ballgame.
Well, I had to do a little bit more research. Yes, he
cool story.
He's been saving, I don't know, since he was really little. He just saved change. Literally was change in jars. He would save all the time. He's always been a little money hoarder. And he was going to buy a car. And then when we said we were going to come up and do some traveling and then find a place and everything, he's like, he wanted to buy an RV and spend the summer hanging out with his friends in it before we moved. And we said yes, and he ended up buying the fifth wheel camper that we're in now. And now I'm really glad. First I thought, oh no, we're going to have this thing we have to like find something to do with or sell it.
Park it next to our new house.
Right,
with this thing.
And he's gonna live in it forever, and he'll be 30. So, but he's so responsible, and now we're actually living off of.
You're 17 years old.
My 17-year-old.
That's super neat.
So it's promising because I was thinking because I didn't have girls, I was gonna end up in like an old nursing home or something. But I feel much
I
better
have this
now.
camper now.
I've got the camper. Yeah, he wants to buy duplexes, build duplexes.
Look at that.
And he's
already thinking about that.
Oh yeah, he's starting saving with
I can
this
see him
job.
do that. Doing
He's
that.
gonna build
super cool.
Yeah, so I'm not worried about him.
Investing.
Now my
We already-
4-year-old on the other hand. I actually expected it to be a big challenge. I went in thinking, oh my goodness, I'm stuck here with all these boys in the dirt. It's going to be hard to keep clean.
Yeah.
But it's not harder than keeping a house.
Honestly, the biggest challenge. Yeah, the biggest challenge. Go ahead. You have one.
Our refrigerator went out.
Again.
No, it's working
Originally.
now. But originally it went out, and that was a challenge, living out of an ice chest. Now that's camping. That's not.
Yeah.
Living,
Yeah, you were camping.
No, that was camping.
The refrigerator is a challenge because it's a lot smaller than a residential.
Here's one. You made me think of one. When we moved here, we got here in July. About a month later, our AC went out. Yeah, it was expensive.
Oh,
So
okay,
the upkeep and maintenance.
But just getting someone here, I mean, it was August. I mean, you would have had the cost of replacing something even in your home, but it would have happened more. I mean, and I've learned that from looking online. If you read any RV blog, they'll all talk about repairs take a lot.
Ours is not working. And of course, this is Xander's camper, so we have a little bit less space in it. And he decided to put a window unit in. It makes me feel quite.
Don't say it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Stereotypical, you mean?
Yes.
Quite stereotypical.
Yes.
Right.
But he's happy with it because he got it on sale. It works. It cools the whole place down. And
We considered that.
and
The window unit.
Just temporarily while we're waiting for him to get it fixed. Biggest reward, you know, when we finally sold our house, and I thought I'd lost. I was the one that convinced Stephen to do this little thing. And when we finally sold the house and bought the Airstream and we're doing it, I like had a moment of like, what have we done? Like I couldn't believe we were doing this. And once we got here and got settled and everything, I was like, this is the best thing we've ever done.
So funny.
Like I just love it. I mean, the reward is living simply. You realize you can live anywhere with your family, you know? I mean,
it's not like you're really missing out. Like you think,
No.
oh my goodness, I don't have all my 7 sets of dishes.
Right.
And I don't have like
you don't
all,
need it.
And all of a sudden you're like, oh,
You realize how
solo
much-
cup. And you're
Yeah.
like,
exactly.
and it's really not that
You
bad.
realize how much abundance we have in America.
Yeah.
And how much it
that we don't
owns-
really need, and how much it can
True.
own
It
you.
owned me. I was constantly cleaning stuff, dusting
Absolutely.
stuff, fixing stuff, repairing stuff, and now it's pretty much, I actually have time to myself.
Absolutely.
I lived in, I won't say where I live, in Colorado, and I didn't know my neighbor's name.
Yeah.
After 6 years in the same
I
house.
know.
We were the same way.
And I didn't
kind
know.
of.
Totally.
I didn't know.
This is the most I've gotten to know neighbors
And my,
in any place that I've
Right.
ever lived. Aside, well, any place.
Me
maybe.
too, really. And I
You
lived in
know?
a small town where I knew everybody, but you just get to where you keep to yourself in your house. You do your thing, go to work, come home, you do your
Yeah.
thing.
I told Robert, I was like, you realize you were my only friend right now. You better be good.
You better be good.
You better be the best friend
You
ever.
have to like your spouse. I mean,
Yes.
that is a huge thing.
It does make it easier.
It does make it easier because that could make or break this whole
That
RV
is
experience.
very
I
true.
think the same with
I've
your
actually
children,
read
too.
things about couples who did this and then like got divorced. It really helps if your spouse is your best friend and you love spending time with them.
Yeah.
Because you're there.
Because you're there.
Yeah.
I think if I had a different teenager, it might be.
Well, true.
You know,
You've
'cause
got
he's
to.
pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can even see it in his face sometimes. So he won't say it, but I can see sometimes he's just like, really? I'm
Kinda
stuck
over it.
here with you guys for a whole other day.
When we moved, we committed to a year. We were like, we're moving to a new place. We've always wanted to get an Airstream. We kind of felt like we were like, we moved knowing we wanted to travel a lot in the summer, and it's whenever we can kind of get Steven out of working where he has to go to work every day, travel more then. But we knew right now we really wanted to be in the Nashville area for music and writing and different things. So we committed to a year in it, and then we'll decide, like, did we get that out of our system, or are we going back to Texas, or are we ready to look for a place? So we've been here 4 months, and probably a month in, we pretty much were like, we're never going back, you know. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we are pretty much, I mean, we do want to travel. I'm not
But
saying
you love Nashville.
we do. We
You
have
think you're
fallen,
going to settle here?
we think this will be our home base. We really do. I do miss
Setting
being
out
able to say,
pretty
hey, just come out
plates.
to our house. I mean, as long as the weather's nice, we can hang out outside, but you can't just really invite people over.
Right.
I know that. I like that because I'm not a big hostess.
True.
So I
It's
like
a
that.
good
I'm like, I
reason.
have a good excuse not to bring
Yeah.
everybody inside my living room.
True.
Because space is limited too. Where's everybody going to sit?
Right.
But
And that's one
yeah.
thing I have noticed is we don't bring anybody in. It's like our cave.
It
and
is
everybody can hang out, but that's our cave. You don't go into anybody's cave and nobody you know,
It does kind of feel like that way here, and I kind of like it too.
I
It's
do
just kind of
too.
like, yeah.
you can stand outside and talk to me outside my door. And then I don't have to worry about if, the teenager left his shoes in there.
Right. We were thinking about this summer going to South Dakota, like Mount Rushmore and doing all that. Like we did that when I was younger.
That was awesome.
Yellowstone is top on my list too. What got me started wanting to do all this, we always had a motor home when I was younger. I mean, we drove to Canada in the motor home, we drove to Yellowstone, we drove everywhere for 16 to 18 to 20-day trips in my lifetime growing up. We never lived in it, but we would go on long extended trips. So I want to do that with my boys. And so Yellowstone is a top one for me that I want to do. This summer we're thinking South Dakota area and Mount Rushmore. I want to do trips like that, like national parks, national monuments, things like to really that are beautiful and educational.
Waterfalls?
Any waterfall. I can hike up and see.
There's one down here.
I know. That's
In,
what I thought I would be doing as soon as we got here, but
yeah.
Our hike the other day was so pretty. Oh, we went to, and there was a waterfall a few weeks ago.
What's
we
that
went
one
to
place for the waterfall?
Stone
Yeah, that
Fort.
one. Old Fort. That's
That
the
was
one.
gorgeous, wasn't it? Old
Yes.
Fort
Old Stone
National
Fort.
Park.
No, the one we went to saw the waterfall.
Yeah, it was Old Stone Fort National Park or something. It's about 40 minutes
Never
from
heard
here
of the waterfall?
in Coffee County.
Kind of
What was
close
that
to
town?
Lynchburg.
I can't remember the name of the town. But look it up. That had a pretty high, gorgeous, and
It's a
waterfall.
waterfall.
okay.
I think it's always good to jump out of your comfort zone and do something.
That
I think
box
it's really,
people.
I think it's really easy, like to grow up, go to college or not go to college, and get your, move to your little town or go back to your hometown like I did eventually, and do your life. And it's not that it's a bad life, and some people it's awesome, but I think it's very good to stretch yourself. I think you learn about yourself.
Yes. You become somebody else. At the
And your
same-
kids
you know.
realize the world is different, that not everybody lives just like you do. So even if it's just 6 months or a year or 2 years or whatever, I think it's good to stretch yourself.
I would say every family should try it. Even if it's just for a couple months.
Yeah.
Just to see what it's like to be in that box and see what you really need and what you don't need.
Absolutely.
And I think because even now thinking about getting a house and everything, at first it was I need a 4-bedroom. And now I'm like, you know what, I don't need a 4-bedroom.
Make sure to check out our last video, subscribe to our channel, and follow our adventures on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Lights, camper, action!